Hello friends, this is Shuprio. Welcome to my channel SK Aquaspace. If you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel. To make the top sump, we have to take a rectangular container like this, whose depth is a little bit more. Okay, that you have to choose. And with this plastic, I'll be making 4 partition in this container. I have marked these 2 partition, okay, and I will cut it using a thermocol cutter, uh, and I will make 2 more partition like this. I will use this thermocol cutter to cut this. The bottom of the rectangular container is little shorter, so what I have done is this partition also I will make the lower end little shorter. My 3 partition flaps is ready, which will actually create 4 partition in the rectangular container, and water will flow alternately from bottom, top, and again bottom. I have used silicone gum to paste the uh, 3 partition that I had created, and in reality, actually 4 partition is created in the container. Okay, so this will be the input. What will happen is a pump will pull in water, okay, from the fish tank, and this water will fall here, and then alternately from the channels, actually you can see the water will flow into the next channel. See, the water will flow from the first compartment from the bottom to the next compartment, okay, and the second compartment is, you can see, little bit shorter. So when enough water will be collected here, it will flow into the next compartment, and again from the next compartment, you can see, from the bottom it will flow to the last compartment, and here I will create the output, and from this output, actually the water will once again flow back to the fish tank and here will be the filtering medium, okay. So the first compartment will have mechanical filter, and this second and third compartment will have biological filter, and here I will connect a pipe which will make the water flow back to the aquarium. Now let us test this. And one more thing, I have pasted this partitions using silicone, and I have kept it silicone gum, and I have kept it for 24 hours, because silicone takes at least 24 hours to dry up. Now I will, as if I have taken a taken some water, okay, a mug of water, and I will, as if this is my input, okay, and I will pour it into the first compartment, okay, and you can see from the first compartment is being filled up, and it is going to the second compartment from the lower hub. Okay, okay, there is some leakage, okay, so I will fix that. So until the second compartment is filled up, the water shouldn't flow to the third compartment, so I have to fix this leakage. So this is my 4 compartment sump filter for my aquarium, for my 25-gallon aquarium. So the first compartment is for mechanical filtration, and the second and third compartment is for biological filtration. And here what will happen is, The submersible pump from the aquarium will pour in water here as input, and the water will be filtered out. Okay, and here this will be the clear water, clean water, which will be the will be the output, and it will pour into the aquarium. So the first part is mechanical filtration. So I've used very cheap material. So this is actually the body rubbing synthetic scrub. Okay, and this actually you can easily get in any grocery shop. Okay, so what this will do is it will filter out the suppose I have a planted aquarium, so this will filter out large plant leaves. Okay, so this will filter out large part, and the next part is the you will find this is called synthetic cotton. Okay, or synthetic floss. This you will get in any bedding store. Okay, and, you tell them to give you synthetic floss, they will give you a synthetic cotton, they will give you. So the second filtration is of this synthetic um, cotton. This will filter out smaller particles, and this is a sponge. Actually I am using Scotch Brite. Okay, so you can, or you can use any sponge. Okay, so what is important is you have to see the PPI of this sponge. Okay, the if the PPI is 30 per inch, then that is good. So what is PPI? PPI is ports per inch. Okay, so if there are larger ports, and per inch the number of ports are less, then it is actually used. Okay, in the aquarium. For example, in this sponge. Okay, this sponge, the PPI is larger. Okay, for per square inch there are a lot of pores. Okay, small pores. What will happen is water won't pass from one end to another, and the filtration will not happen. So here you will use this kind of sponge. Okay, where the PPI is less. Okay, per inch, and then you can use it for mechanical filtration. Third compartment, what I have done here, you can use ceramic. You can use ceramic rings or bio balls. Okay, ceramic rings or bio balls you will easily get in any aquarium shop, but what I have done is I have used a homegrown solution. So what I have done is I have taken the PVC pipe, and I have cut them into small pieces. What will happen, it will give you the flexibility of water passing from one end to another, and as well as this will have larger surface area where beneficial bacteria will form, and this beneficial bacteria will help in filtering out the nitrite and nitrates. Okay, or so these two components will form the biological filtration. uh, I'll be using this sponge as well as biological filter. What will happen is here over this sponge, beneficial bacteria colony will be formed, and it will convert the ammonia and nitrite into less harmful substance, nitrate, and then the clean water will pass on to the aquarium. So I have actually attached two pipe like this. So this will be the output pipe. This will actually take the filtered water from here back to the fish tank. Okay. So how I have made these two hole is I have actually I have taken the pipe that you have to take the pipe that you want to fit. Then you have to place it like this, and you mark it with a sketch pen. Okay, and then what I have done is I have taken a sharp iron rod like this, and I have heated it. Okay, with a candle, and then I have made these two holes, and I have put these two pipe inside, and I have sealed it with silicone gum. So now it is watertight. Okay. And from this end actually, this end I will here this will be the input from the aquarium, and I will be using this pump actually. This is submersible pump. this I will put inside the aquarium, and this will pump in water into my sump. So like this, I have tied the input pipe with copper wire to the sump filter. Like this, I have tied. Uh, See, it has passed through the two holes below. For demonstration purpose, I have placed the sump in front. Okay, so you can see here there is two glass bracing. Okay, so in one of the glass bracing I have placed the top sump, and you can see this is the input pipe. Okay, this input pipe will put in water from the aquarium, and here is the mechanical filtration system, and here this is the biological filtration system, and here from here the water will flow back to the aquarium. And here you can see I have put in the submersible pump like this. Okay, inside the water it will actually pull in water, and it will, and the top sump will filter the water, and it will put it back. And in the process when this water will come back, this circulation of water will put in lot of dissolved oxygen into the aquarium, as well as it will filter the water both mechanically, and as well as it will remove the harmful ammonia and nitrite from the system. So let us switch on the pump now. Now I have placed the sump on the top of the aquarium. Now it is here the actually the sump failed, and now I will explain why this sump failed. The sump failed because the container is too small. Okay, in some video you will see that they are using small container like this, and asking people to make a sump, but it is actually, you take my words, it is not at all possible to make a sump with such a small container, because the pump will pour water very quickly. And what will happen, until the water passes through this filtering medium, and it passes on to the aquarium. Okay, the input water will overflow, and it will create a mess actually. And this such a small container actually doesn't serve the purpose as well. It is because the sump has to be as big as an 10 gallon aquarium, because the purpose of sump is to increase the volume of water, so that the change of pH, and also the introduction of toxic substance doesn't hamper the fish too much actually. So if the water is circulated using a 10 gallon aquarium, then actually the 10 gallon aquarium water is also poured into the circulation system. So actually, the purpose of sump is actually served only when it is as big as a minimum 10 gallon aquarium. Otherwise, if we use a small sump like this, it is not serving our purpose, and it is not at all advisable to use, like many other people showing in video, to use this small kind of sump. It is not at all advisable, because there will surely be water overflow, and there will be mess. uh, so please do not use such a small container for sump. As soon as I switched on the pump, the water started overflowing, so it created a mess.